What's going on YouTube? I'm your host Joss and welcome back to Top 10 Beyond This Screen. If you're looking for us beyond this screen, you can find all our social media pages that are down below. Make sure you guys also stick around until the end of this video so you don't miss out on me responding to some comments. It's no surprise to anyone when headlines are made about an actor who has taken the role maybe a little bit too seriously. Some people applaud them for their dedication while others think they are absolutely insane. You guys be the judge of today's list of top 10 actors who took their movie role too far. Starting off our list at number 10 is Jared Leto for his role as the Joker in Suicide Squad. His other cast members have openly talked about his behavior on the set of the movie. Apparently, he started gifting his co-stars bizarre gifts while in character as the Joker. And when I say weird gifts, I don't mean like random weird things you would find at a dollar store. The madman sent Margot Robbie a rat, like a live rat. He also sent each cast member a dead hog that was dropped off to them by his own personal henchman. To top it all off, he also sent the cast used condoms and anal beads. How messed up is that? The actor claims it was his way of staying in character and he didn't want his co-stars to see him outside of it. The cast says he did a good job at it and has said that they hardly remembered that the Joker and Jared Leto was the same person. His transformation was that good. It was his mission to remain in character at all times and turns out he succeeded. But like, were the gifts really that necessary? At number 9 we have Christian Bale, who went above and beyond for his role in The Machinist. The thriller drama came out in 2004 and followed the story of a man, Trevor Resnick, who suffers from severe insomnia and psychological issues that led him to an accident. It ultimately leads him to a downward spiral of paranoia and delusion. In order to portray the character the way he wanted, Bale shed 62 pounds before filming. While doing an interview with The Guardian, Bale explained that it wasn't the process of losing the weight that was hard, but the effect it had on him physically and emotionally. He said he was so skinny he could barely walk up a flight of stairs. He felt like he completely abandoned his body. It was like a roller coaster ride. Once he started adding food back into his stomach properly, it just completely rejected it. He also admitted to actually eating just one apple a day or a can of tuna, and that was it. He was literally a walking skeleton. This is one diet that I am not open to trying. Swiping our number 8 spot is Tom Hanks, who was more than committed to his role in the movie Castaway. If you haven't seen it, Hank plays a FedEx executive whose plane crashes over the Pacific Ocean and he is left deserted on an island for a total of 4 years. I mean, I can't imagine that's an easy role to play. The actor was committed to get into character and lost 55 pounds before he began filming. He also did all of his scenes on his own, which required him to be in the water for weeks, where he ended up catching an infection that almost led to blood poisoning. The actor even had to undergo surgery to recover from the horrible infection. He continued to finish the film and I guess it was all worth it in the end because he won a Golden Globe. In the number 7 spot is Leonardo DiCaprio for his role in The Revenant. The movie came out in 2015 where Leo took on the role of Hugh Glass, a man who explores the wilderness alone and faces life-threatening injuries from a bear attack as well as freezing cold temperatures. To prepare and perfect his role, the actor had to go in and out of freezing rivers, which left him with hypothermia. He didn't want to use a stunt double. In fact, he insisted on doing it all himself. Not only did he face insanely cold temperatures, but as a vegetarian, he went against his own values and beliefs and slept in animal carcasses. Not only that, but he went as far as eating raw liver. Even for someone who isn't a vegetarian, that would be so hard and so gross. DiCaprio opened up about his filming experience and said that he got very sick, but it probably made it somewhat worth it since he earned his long overdue Oscar for Best Actor. At number 6 is Joaquin Phoenix for his role in I'm Still Here. No one really knew he was a method actor until he fooled his fans by taking on the appearances and behavior of his character, even off set. While filming, he kept his grungy homeless look and a risky attitude. He basically became a whole new person when doing interviews on late night shows, and he stayed in his character's costume for months. The movie was directed by Casey Affleck and follows Joaquin as he carries out a plan to retire from acting and concentrate on a new new career as a hip-hop musician. For a while, fans thought the actor had gone crazy and that this new person he was had a giant chip on his shoulder. They finally realized that it was just part of the film he was doing, but they wondered how long it would take for him to get back to his normal self. The actor admitted how difficult it was to dedicate to him being in character 24/7. He said, "It's like you get lost in yourself." Not to mention he was taking some heat from people because they thought his new attitude was truly a characteristic of himself. Halfway through our list, at number 5 is Hilary Swank for her role in Boys Don't Cry. The 1999 movie follows the story of a young female-to-male transgender named Brandon Tina. Hilary Swank took on the role and received praise for her incredible performance. The actress went all in for her character and lived as Brandon for months. She wrapped bandages around her breasts, cut her hair, wore prosthetic genitalia, and only answered to the male's name. The role was clearly important to her. Her neighbors actually admitted that they thought she had a brother visiting during the time that she remained in character. She must have wanted that Oscar pretty badly, which is probably why it was her role that gave her the Academy Award for Best Actress. Here we are at number 4 with Robert De Niro for his role as Max Cady in the film Cape Fear. If you haven't seen it, his character was supposed to look like he'd spent a number of years in prison. You would think that some talented makeup artist would be enough, but De Niro had his dentist completely destroy his teeth so that he could look the part. He didn't think his Hollywood pearly whites would be right for this role, so he paid his dentist $20,000 to mess them up. Just the thought of that makes me cringe. Like, just imagine the pain. The pain and healing process would be a nightmare for anyone, but teeth are not something that can just bounce back once they are ruined. He had to go through the same process, if not more, to get his teeth looking back to normal. Talk about dedication. Or insanity. Alright guys, at number 3 is the legendary Heath Ledger for his role as the Joker. I am still a firm believer that no one could ever play this part the way he did. The actor wasn't new to method acting, but he took it more extreme than he ever has when it came to this role. When he spoke to Empire Online from the set of The Dark Knight in 2007, he explained part of his process. He said, and I quote, "I sat around in a hotel room in London for about a month, locked myself away, formed a little diary, and experimented with voices. It was important to try and find a somewhat iconic voice and laugh. I ended up landing more in the realm of a psychopath, someone with very little to no conscience towards his acts. It's believed that this type of process is what actually sent Ledger into clinical depression, which is when he was prescribed medication." On January 22, 2008, less than 6 months before the movie was going to theaters, the actor was found dead in his Manhattan loft. The cause was ruled as an accidental overdose of prescription pills. Rumors began to circulate that it was his role as the Joker that had taken its toll on him, contributing to or even causing his death. In at number 2 is Jim Carrey for his role as Andy Kaufman in the 1999 film Man on the Moon. The actor played the role of the late comedian who was known for his unique characteristics and pranks. But after looking back at the filming process, Jim admits that he was possessed by the comic's spirit. When speaking at the Venice Film Festival premiere, he said, "It was psychotic at times. Jim Carrey didn't even exist at the time." The true author of the project is Andy and his genius. The fact that he committed so completely to what he did really made that possible and made it essential for me to lose myself, which is exactly what he did. A Netflix documentary was made called Jim and Andy, which features behind the scenes footage of the madness Jim went through becoming that character. When the director spoke to him as Jim, he went as far as telling him that Jim isn't there. Even when it came to talking to fans on the streets, Jim remained in character as Andy and at times wouldn't respond kindly or even take pictures with them because he was convinced that he was actually Andy. Taking the number 1 spot on our list is Daniel Day-Lewis for a number of different roles. On multiple occasions, the actor has shown us what crazy extent he will go to ace the part. Nobody beats out this actor when it comes to completely owning their character. While filming My Left Foot, which was the story of a paralyzed poet, Christy Brown, he preferred to be wheelchair bound 24/7. Even though his legs were very much working, he wanted to truly live like a paralyzed poet. Because he was constantly sitting in the wheelchair, it ended up leaving him with 2 broken ribs. He even had all of his meals spoon-fed to him. You bet your bottoms that the actor won an Oscar for that. For his role of Bill the Butcher in Gangs of New York, he also embraced the character intensely. He only talked with a New York accent, even offset. He also began to sharpen knives obsessively and also refused to wear a winter coat even off screen. The actor ended up catching pneumonia, where he refused medication because he said his character at the time would not have access to such things. Alright guys, there's our list for today. Let me know all of your thoughts, opinions, and feelings down in the comment section below. I might even shout out your comment in my next video. For now, let's check out some comments from some of my other videos. Basent Neverez says, ha ha ha, Ashton Kutcher's face when the paparazzi took the picture. Oh yeah, he knew like he was totally busted and he couldn't do anything about it. Ginny Animate says, do you have any cheating stories? Sadly, I do. However, I was the one who was cheated on. It happens. Yeah right 57 says, oh my god, I want that necklace. I will give you money to pick one up for me. It was actually 2 necklaces, I just kinda wore them together, and girl, just come to Canada and get one yourself. DeAndre Hayes says, the person cheater or the person that takes the cheater back. In my opinion, it's the cheater. I feel kinda sorry for the people who take them back because clearly they don't know their value or worth. That's just my opinion. Alright guys, I'm getting out of here. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. I'm your host Joss, and I'll see you next time.